Hey friends, and welcome back. Okay, what I've done is I've created a variable called letters and I've assigned it the value of this array, this string array. So as you can see, I've basically typed out all the letters of the alphabet. So what I want to do is I want us to do two challenges, challenge 1 and challenge 2. In the first challenge, I want you to write a loop that iterates over this array of letters and just logs out to the console letters A up to Z or Z. And then what I want you to do is write another loop, but that loop you'll use the decrement operator and you'll count backwards from Z to A. Okay? So for the first loop, or loop 1, we're going to use the increment operator. And for the second challenge, loop 2, we're going to use the decrement operator. Okay? So this just gives us a bit of practice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a for loop. I'm going to say for. I'm going to say let I, our counter variable, be equal to 0. Okay? Then what I want to do is I want to iterate over this array of letters while I is less than letters dot length. Okie dokie. And I want to increment I after each count. Okay? So what we're going to do here is just use the increment operator. Okay? So remember, let I equal 0, we're starting our counter variable. So we know if we console.log out letters at index I, the first time this runs it's going to be A. And we know it's while there's 26 letters in the alphabet, A is at index 0, this is at index 25, but there are 26 elements, so we're going to run while I is less than letters.length, so up to 25, okay? So if I just console.log out letters, sounds like a Miley Cyrus song, at index I, this should hopefully work. So we should log out A, B, C, D all the way up. So that's, whoops, apologies, just looking at my tiny little YouTube count, not that many people are looking at these videos right now. So we get A all the way up to Z. Okay, awesome. Now I want us to write a second loop. So I'm going to say for, and I'm going to say, well, I'm going to count backwards, right? So this time I'm going to say let I be equal to, and instead of hard coding what I think is going to be the index, I actually just want to let I be equal to letters dot length. Okay, so we're actually going to start our counter at the last element of the array. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I want to iterate over the letters while I is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so I want to, because remember we're doing it backwards this time. So this time I'm saying let I, our starter variable, be equal to letters.length. So there's 26 letters here. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually just say that's actually equal to letters.length minus 1, because there's 26, you want to take 1 for it, that's index 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, so my apologies. I is going to be equal to letters.length minus 1, okay? Because there's 26 letters, so that would be 26, but letters at index 26 would be undefined, so you want to take 1 from it. We're going to run while I is greater than or equal to 0, and after each loop iteration we just want to say I minus minus. Then we have our curly braces, and we're just going to log out to the console.log letters at index I. I could have just copied the code up here, but I just like to get into the practice of writing stuff out. So now what's going to happen is we should start counting from Z down. Let me just, should I comment that guy out? Yeah. Let me just save and refresh, and let's see if we get this to work. And now we're counting from Z all the way down to A, okay? And remember, there's 26 letters in the alphabet, so this is actually index 5, because like I say, arrays in JavaScript we start counting at 0, so it's actually 0 up to 25 rather than 1 to 26. So that's why here I said let I equal to letters.length, because 26 take 1 is 25, and this is index 25, okay? So letters at index 25 actually has a value of Z or Z, and then we're counting down. So then what we're doing is we're running the loop while the counter is greater than or equal to 0. So while 24 is greater, 24 is greater than or equal to 0, 23 is greater than or equal to 0, all the way down to A. You want to do greater than or equal to, because 0 is greater than or equal to 0 will run. So you don't want to do like I is greater than 0, because then you won't get A. If I actually just save and refresh, I can just prove that to you, because it'll only run to index 1. So we get to B, but we don't get to A. So just make sure you say I is greater than or equal to 0. And remember, because we're using the decrement operator, we're counting from Z to A. In other words, the end of the array to the start of the array. You want to use the decrement operator, okay? And then we're just logging out to the console, letters at index I. Okay, I hope that was a fun little tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.